Hi, I'm Caleb,
Hi, I'm Darien.
and we are here to talk about our top 10 spooky board games of all time.
Our favorite spooky board games of all
Yes,
time.
objectively. This is not a subjective list.
Yes.
No, I'm
yes.
kidding. No, it's definitely our own opinions because we don't know each other's lists.
Yeah.
So hers could be completely different than mine. We're really excited to see. I'm going to try to guess her last three.
I might try to guess your last three.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, not right now, but like when we get to it.
Yes,
so.
of course.
Yeah. Just a few things. So we are going to break up this video into two parts. So right now we're doing our 10 to 6, and then next week we'll be doing the 5 to 1. Also, a lot of these games, I think we'll just go ahead and say is recency bias. So we've played a lot of these more recent than others. So some of the ones that are not on the list is probably because we haven't played them very often as of late. So that's going to kind of, or that hindered my list a bit. Did it with you?
A lot.
Okay, so like because we haven't played this one in so long, it's like
yeah.
So I feel like if we do get back to the table, some of these that could change drastically, especially with one of my ones that I'm gonna say. Gross. All right, so we are ready to go ahead and start our lists. So I guess you want to start with number 10?
We're starting with me?
Yeah.
Would you like to guess?
I want to say no. I won't guess for these.
My number 10 is Dead of Winter.
Really?
Yeah.
This low?
Yeah.
We've talked about this game in our first video, and it's this low for you.
It is. But, I wouldn't say it's low because my top 10 are games that I would pull out often.
Yeah,
That's what I believe my top 10 is.
Yeah, okay,
If you go past 10, then that's more of a, I question, pull it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So,
but,
top 10 isn't bad.
Yeah.
Being number 10 is not bad. I think it's well placed for Dead of Winter, considering its age as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, sort of. It's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, So, the game is literally a survival horror game. You're surviving a zombie apocalypse. Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah. But what's even scarier is the people around the table.
Yeah, because there is a chance for a possible traitor aspect in the game, which is terrifying because it could happen and it could not happen, but the suspicion is always going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to achieve things in the game. So basically, you're these survivor. You get to pick between two survivors, and you choose one that has the highest number, whichever one you want, really.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
But they all have
higher number gets to be your leader.
Yeah, and they all have different powers and abilities and stuff. You just have to survive so many rounds.
Yeah, so the main goal in each round, well, we're gonna have to wait anyways.
Yeah, we got some neighbors' dogs just wanting to bark. Sulu, baby, it's okay. She gets so angry when she hears other dogs. It's so
That's
funny.
a nice cup. That can be in here.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Please. Just tell me more about this game, Dead of Winter.
So everyone gets their own secret objective, every person. So to actually properly win, you have to complete your secret objective. Yeah. It doesn't matter even if you win the base game.
Yeah.
The base game, however, plays as you're all working together, air quotations, working together, because there could be a possible traitor. And you just gotta keep morale up, don't let people die, and try to survive.
Each round, until the round's
over.
Yeah. So traditionally, there's about 7 rounds. Sometimes it's 5 for a shorter game. It just depends on what the main objective is. As long as you accomplish that, and everybody else has done their secret objective, then the majority of you can win. However, if you do get found out that you are potentially the traitor, they could
get kicked out, and that ends up a road of different things that the traitor can then do.
Yeah, and then they have a different set of objectives and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool just seeing the whole, because it's a conversation piece really. There's a lot of things,
and it's a very good game to bring out during the fall season.
Yes,
Like
yes, for the spooky. Well, really, that's what's so spooky is just like, oh my gosh, somebody's here.
Yeah,
Like, somebody is
exactly.
among us. That we can't trust.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie game. And what's not to like about a zombie game?
Sure. So my number 10 is a game that we have not played since last Halloween, and that is Horrified. Yeah, I had to put it on this list somewhere. I absolutely had
Number
to.
10.
And yeah, it's sad that it's so low. It is recency bias for us because, like I said, it's been almost a year.
Yeah, but you know.
But you know what? I mean, this is among, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 some games that we have that are spooky. So, but Horrified, oh my goodness, it is amazing. It's just, it's a great family weight game. Kind of has like this pick up and deliver system where, so what it is you are these, either like a scientist, there's like an explorer, all these like classic movie characters amongst all of the Universal monsters. So you, on your first game, traditionally you want to play against Dracula and the creature from the Black Lagoon, which is what we did. And it was so fun.
It was just, it was quick and easy to learn.
Very quick and easy.
Very simple.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best rule books, because the rule book, I think we actually learned from the rule book.
Yeah, sure. Because, I mean, it's like maybe, I think 5 to 6 pages.
This was before we actually started watching videos to learn stuff. Like,
yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I mean, it is that simple, but what I love so much about it is the theme. It actually makes sense. Like, the creature from the Black Lagoon, he can only swim through the certain canals and stuff. And then Dracula, you have, like, to defeat him, you have to destroy each of the coffins. And so we've only played with those two, but there's the Wolfman's in there, Frankenstein and the Bride, and then like a handful of others. It's the Mummy and then the Invisible Man. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. But what's so great right now is that we're going through all of the movies, and it's just such a blast going through every single one.
And they're all very good.
Yeah, they're so. I mean, these are movies from the 30s, and they're so fun. They're such fun films to watch. Yeah, I think we're actually going to start playing it soon. But yeah, it is just it's the epitome of what Halloween is. You got these classic movie monsters, and it just makes sense. Horrified, number 10.
My number 9, and I think you're going to be a little surprised about this.
Okay. I won't guess. I'm only going to guess your top 3.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Chronicles of Crime.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I that makes sense.
Yeah, number 9 is Chronicles of Crime. And we just recently played this, and we've only done the tutorial and the very first...
the first mystery or whatever.
Scenario.
Or scenario, yeah.
First scenario. And I just had such a great time with it.
Yeah.
I still am not sure how I feel about like app-driven games where you have to have an app to play it, because that's not always accessible to everyone. Which is why board games are so great in general, because everyone can do it. But I really enjoyed it, and I got really into it, and we solved the second case literally so quickly, and it was because of me. You have to admit it was because of me. Like, I was like, this is what happened, this is who did it, this is like, I was like,
and I kept questioning, like, I don't know, is it really that easy? But it was pretty,
it was pretty easy.
But yeah, so how does it play?
Oh, so, yes. So how the game plays is like, you get this little board in front of you, a little player board, and there's this deck off to the side that is with characters in it, and there's like so many in there, I don't even know. And those are your suspects, your people that you're just going to interview. Like, they can be literally anything. They can be, one of them could be the chief. It doesn't matter. Like, they can be whatever the app tells you that they are when you play whatever scenario you're playing. Yeah,
it'll say like the number, and then you just pull it out.
Each card has a little QR code. You use the app, and the app scans the QR code, and that basically begins your story, your journey. There's these location cards that go off to the side, and they also have QR codes on it, and that progresses your story. time is also irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
Like relevance to
Yes,
it.
for sure.
Literally time passes each interview you do, each scene you like investigate,
And each location, I
each
think
location you travel to.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes it takes off of it. And the
crazy.
quicker you solve the crime, the higher score you get. So you want to try to solve it as quickly as possible. Try not to waste time by doing things. So you really got to think about what you're doing, what you're going to use your time for. Because eventually, I think if you take too long, I think something would probably happen.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We haven't failed anything
we
yet.
haven't failed, but
yeah.
I really look forward to continuing with this game.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And there's other standalone versions of it. There's like a 700 AD, and then there's like a futuristic one. But this one takes place in London, and then there's like time. What was it called? Chronicles of Time as well, which seems like you go through different whatever. But
it's my number 9, Chronicles of Crime.
Cool. All right. So my number 9. I can't believe it's this far down.
Oh God, what could it be?
Yeah. It's Betrayal at House on the Hill. Yeah. I cannot believe it's this far down. I really can't. Recency bias as well. It's been a little bit, and we've only played the 3rd edition one time. But man, I
will say the third edition, the one time we did play it was kind of like a bad time.
Not really. It was so fun though, because we set the scene. When you put candles around board games and you get the spooky atmosphere. Scary. Yeah, it's so scary. But we had such a good time. I just can never forget any moment that I've ever played that game, good or bad. Like, that's why it had to be on this list. So what it is you are playing as these B horror movie characters trapped in this mansion. Like there's like an old man, like a jock, like all these different characters. And what you do is you roll your dice up to the speed that you can move, and then you start opening doors, which are flipping tiles to the corresponding floor. And when you open certain doors, events will happen, certain things will trigger, and it tells us a whole cohesive story that it just gets silly, and it gets dark sometimes, and it's just fun and silly. But the kicker of the whole game is what I love. That's when you have to make this haunt roll because of these omen tiles that you flip over.
The best part about the game, because it changes the entire way the game is playing.
Yes, because
someone's now a bad guy. Someone now has to go to a separate room entirely. Like, it has to split the group up just so they can read their own story part.
Yeah, on how they win versus the group.
Yeah, and neither one know what the plan is.
Yeah, I think the last one that we did play, which was around Halloween, you were the child.
I was the child.
You ended up being a demon.
I ended up being a demon, and I had my own goal, and I was ready. I came out here. I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Had no clue that they already, before they even got this haunt roll,
we already had the items
that the haunt roll needed.
Yeah.
So they won. There was nothing I could have done. Literally nothing. But it was still a fun game.
Oh yeah.
I still I still want to go back to the game.
Yeah. No. And it has such a great rule set. But it is broken in that sense because it could be completely unfair. But that's not really why you play it. Because I'm always up for a game of it. I'm like, if somebody wants to say, hey, let's do this, I'm like, yeah. Like, I could care less on if anybody wins or loses. I just want to see.
It's the perfect game for this season.
Yes, for sure. It is a spooktacular time, like the entire game from start to finish. And so that's why it is, sadly, it should be higher, but it's my number 9. So, yep. All right. What is your number 8?
My number 8.
Yeah?
Are you ready for this?
I'm not ready for this. I'm getting scared thinking about it.
Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, we almost had a crossover. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
So, I don't really have to go into explanation of this game, but I do have to go ahead and say that I was a little surprised to see it so low on your list.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little lower on my list than what I would like.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
there's other stuff that I definitely feel can top it. So, I think it's well deserved where it's at on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Well,
great
now,
game.
now have you played the second edition?
Yeah,
Like,
we
how many
played.
times did we do that?
We played the second edition way more times before we played
Okay.
the third.
Okay. Well, I remember one scenario that I want to bring up. We were trapped inside the game, weren't we? And we had to like close it or whatever. And no, it was timed. Remember that we had like 30 minutes to like do everything.
Yes.
Yes, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that I guess you can go ahead and say, or I'll say it, but like I love the variability.
Oh yeah, it's very. I don't think you can play like the same thing.
Yeah, no, I mean you could potentially
but,
land on the
like,
same scenario, but the odds of you landing on the
it's
same
very high, and
yeah,
it's
because there's 50 scenarios. Yeah,
it's very good replayability.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like it's one like I said, I'm always down to play.
Always.
Like it's just a silly, great,
Yeah,
spooky
but
time.
that's my number 8.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, so my number 8, almost crossover. I'm just too higher, but Dead of Winter. Yes.
Really?
Dead of Winter is, and the reason being is because of the stories it tells, just like Betrayal House on the Hill. Yeah, no, Dead of Winter just has that. It's so funny because there's been limited amount of times where we have played with it with the trader variant. So like you could do full co-op and it's just as fun. But I love not knowing what's happening. Like, is somebody gonna put like medicine in the crisis deck instead of food when we
Because
always need
shuffled,
food?
so you never know, even if there is the wrong thing in there, who actually put it in there.
Exactly, and that's
so it gets terrifying. Like it's that's
like,
why it's so perfect.
It's the card flips. It's just like, oh my gosh,
slow like waiting to see what's gonna be on the next side, and it's stressful.
Yeah, I love that. Like, if a game can give you that much tension, it's so cool because first of all, you have to feed everybody, and then you have to like kill a certain amount of zombies before it gets overrun.
Yeah,
and it's
and you can die just like that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because each time that you roll, or no, each time that you move to a location, you have to roll for exposure. And if you get a bite mark, well, see ya. And then that will spread to somebody else, and it's just so Dead of Winter had to be number 8. So, and I think it falls right where it needs to be. So, yeah.
All right, number 7.
Oh boy,
Horrified.
is it okay?
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that it's higher on your list than mine.
Yeah, Horrified. Again, not one I have to really talk about because we seem to be having the same thoughts recently on games. So, preventing the monsters from doing destruction, killing people.
Or I think they just capture them. I don't know. I think everybody plays differently.
We played it one time, and I would like to play it more.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to play it again.
Yeah.
Yes, we're playing it again on Halloween.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't want to wait though. I want to do it like soon.
After we play it on Halloween, we could play it again.
That's true. We'll just keep on. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's gonna become a Halloween tradition. So there is an American Monsters one,
yes,
which is really exciting because Mothman in it, Bigfoot.
Yes,
I can't remember the other ones that are in it, but
I just remember those two because those are like the most iconic, most
popular.
To me. Yeah.
But we really want to get that one. I want to play every monster in the first box before I play the next box.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and pair them up. That's what I love is that you can make the game as difficult as you want. Like if you want to play with all all on the board at once, yeah, you better have a full team behind you because I mean already Dracula I thought was pretty tough. Just with those two because we barely made that.
Yes, no, and like Caleb said earlier, it is a really spooky game.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It was perfect to play on Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I honestly remember, like, we just played that recently. That's how good it is. Yeah. Like, it's so...
I remember the board vividly. Like, I literally can tell you where spaces are on the board.
Yeah,
I remember it for some reason. I don't know why it had that much of an impact on me.
Yeah. I know, it did. But the
it
items
almost feels like it should be higher on my list, but it's well placed.
Yeah, for now until we keep playing it more, and we're like, oh, this is just so which is a shame that we haven't as much, but so cool. All right, so My number 7 is another one that I can remember almost every single time that we played, and that is Mysterium.
Oh.
Yes, and or Mysterium Park, which we actually just played that tonight. And so Mysterium Park is just like a smaller version of Mysterium. Mysterium is a clue killer. You will never want to play Clue ever again. And
I've never played Clue.
Yeah, and this is news to me as of a few weeks ago, so we're gonna have to try to play Clue. But what's so amazing with Mysterium is you all are working together to find out who the killer is and where they did it and with what. So Mysterium just has this presence. You open up the box and it's a ton of components, but it's amazing because there's this mansion screen. So one person is the ghost, and what they're trying to do is convince all of the other investigators on who killed them. However, the ghost is suffering from amnesia and cannot remember or something. I mean, it's like they forgot. Yeah,
they can't remember how they died.
Yeah,
really, or who killed them, but they remember faint memories.
Yeah, or something like that.
And like it's abstract
Yeah.
is what they're seeing.
Sort of,
in
yeah.
their mind.
So the ghost cannot talk at all. You cannot say a word. All you can do is give every investigator these vision cards, and they'll correlate to a certain person that they have to go to collect for themselves. And then when you all get there, if you do it within a certain amount of rounds or time, it's like a big clock. It's really cool. The theme
is very
there. The theme is there. It is
so thematic.
It's so deep. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And like what I love is at the end, if you can get to the very end, everybody has to vote on who the exact person is. And if they don't, then you all lose. So it's a fully cooperative experience that just blows me away every time we play, because I'm just like, oh man. So each of the cards are like so abstract, but I see a door and there's a fishbowl, and I'm looking at like, could it be this room with like a tub or what? There's so many cool abstract cards that just, oh yeah, it tells such a fun story. But like I said,
every single time you play it,
it's so funny. Because we're like, how, like Ghost, what do you mean? And they can't say anything. So yeah. Wonderful game. And Park, I don't know if I like Park better. Mysterium Park it's just a quicker setup. You just bring it out, and it's great at 2 players. It's great at 7 or whatever. I think it goes to 7. So yeah, but yeah, Mysterium number 7.
Yeah. My number 6, I think. Yeah, number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6. For sure. Like, it's well placed, and only because it's one of those perfect games. Number 6 for me is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really, I mean, like I said just a second ago, one of those perfect games. You can just pull it out, teach literally anybody the game, and it will be a fun time.
Yeah.
Every single time you play it. You're literally playing a deception game.
Yeah.
One of you is a murderer. And you all get these cards. There's the means cards and the
clue cards.
Right? So everyone gets these, like 5 each in front of them.
Or 4. It depends on how much you want.
4 or 5. I think we did 5 last time to make it a little
for smaller players you want.
Yeah. But 4 cards in front of you of both the means and the clue. And everyone has to close their eyes. They open their eyes. The murderer open their eyes. And, like, they choose their own thing, right? And there's the detective, who is one person. It's almost a little bit like Mysterium in that aspect of the one person controlling it.
Yeah,
they can't say anything really except give you these few clues.
Yeah. It's a forensic scientist.
Forensic scientist or whatever, by giving you these few clues to try to help you discover what was the weapon, where it happened, who was it. So you're deducting based off of the clues, and you're all fighting against each other, blaming one another, trying to figure out what the weapon was. And you have to pick the right weapon and the right means and the right clue card. You have to, the right combination.
So say for example, some of the means cards are like, oh, I don't know, a belt, and then the clue card is like numbers on the floor or writing or something like that. And so if the forensic scientist makes a location like a work site, and they were and the victim was strangled or something like that. So you know that, oh, it can't be a knife, so it can't be this
They
person.
died by like this reason.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
body looked like this.
Yeah.
The scene looked like it's so cool and in depth, and it's a fun game. It's a fun family game.
Yeah.
It's a fun party game.
Yeah, it's a party game kind of. Yeah, I think it's that easy.
It's that quick and easy to learn and that quick and easy to play, and it's just so fun to pull out, and it is a perfect game. Like it really is.
It is. I mean, and also they kind of base this off of a lot of other deduction type games, but this one does it so well, and even if you are a person who's like kind of squeamish with like lying or not telling the truth or whatever during games, and you don't like social, this one makes it so much like you just feel so much better instead of like, oh, I'm either good or bad. No, you can like, oh, well, look at you have this over here, and you can kind of play into the,
because everyone has things that can like, and it's gonna be really hard for the forensic scientists because everyone's gonna have things and they have to try to make sure that they don't guess the wrong person.
because if you're one thing off,
3 chances basically if you're playing, depending on how many people play you with. That's how many chances.
Everybody gets one chance to accuse, and you throw in your badge. You say, "Okay, I got this." Boom, 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 and then if you're wrong, then you can't help. But you can still be among the table talk and help other investigators try to figure it out.
But you just can't guess anymore.
Yeah.
So
it is fun. It is so fun.
It's so fun. My number 6.
So my number 6. Oh my gosh, I want this to be higher, and it definitely will. The more we play it, we played it only once, but that is Villainous. I love Disney Villainous so much. It needs to be number 1. It does. I had such a fun time.
I agree. It was calming.
Yeah, it was super cool. Okay, so what it is?
Chill time.
Yeah, so what it is each character plays as a Disney villain. And in the main box, there's 6 of them. I think you have Ursula, Captain Hook, Maleficent. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, I can't remember the rest of them. But we're definitely gonna pair them up and change it up.
Hades.
Yeah, no.
No.
The Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts is in there. Queen of Hearts, Maleficent, Hades. Queen of Hearts, Maleficent. Ursula. Captain Hook. Prince John.
We have to know now.
I'll go. It started driving us crazy, so I had to bring the box. Jafar from Aladdin. So you have Maleficent, Prince John, Captain Hook, Ursula, Jafar, and the Queen of Hearts. Yes. So, anyhow, it is a fantastic time. So everybody plays completely different. You like Prince John to win. You have to have so much power coins at the end of the entire game, or no, at the end of a certain amount of time, or whatever. Captain Hook has to defeat Peter Pan. It is so cool because literally everybody is playing a different game. But what I love is that, so they have these fate cards or whatever, and so when you draw a fate card or whatever,
it affects the other person.
or it can affect it. Yeah, if you go to, so it's like an action selection kind of system. You can never go to the same place that you did on your last turn. So whenever you go to the next location or whatever, who is that? Oh my gosh, he's got to go. How to get a cat.
He's spooky.
He's the spooky cat. Yay.
Spooky cat.
Another kitty. So anyhow, pretty much what you're doing is just trying to win on your own terms and whatever your goal is. And other people can stop you. So it's such a great system. I love it to death. Like, honestly, I would show this to anybody who wants to just play a medium. No, it's not even medium. It's pretty light, I think. because it just like there's little symbols and it just tells you exactly what to do. And yeah, like I said, it is so great. I think I want to get all of them.
Yeah.
There's a
I agree
lot
with you.
of expansions. They just came out with Oogie Boogie, which is so cool. And then they did, oh gosh, they have like the Evil Queen, they have Gaston. So like almost any Disney villain that you can think of, they have it. And then now they have Marvel, they've done Star Wars. So yeah, Villainous has a great system, and the asymmetry just it steals my heart because I love games where everybody's doing something different. It's so cool. So yep, that is number 6, Villainous. All right, yeah. So
That's gonna be it for this one, guys.
yeah.
And we will, in your time, see us in 1 week.
Yes, and we will in 5 seconds film the next part. So
Yes. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Yes. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you later.
Spooky boy.